So the different data types in Java programming. So first we have the primitive data types, right? So these are them. These are the 8. One short, integer, long are all integer type data. So the most commonly used is integer because it covers quite a large range, and we rarely use integers which are very, very long. So we just use integer. And I guess short is less common. It might be because, oh, it's hard to say. I guess integer is easy to remember, it's shorter to write, that kind of thing, right? And it's a bit more flexible as opposed to short. So a lot of people just use integer, right? Then we have float and double for floating point notations, where you have changeable decimal points which are changeable in terms of location, right? We have a byte, we have boolean, true or false, so that's 1 bit, 1 or 0, right? And then character, which is worth 16 bits. Right? So these are primitive data types. Then we have the other data types, which is, for example, a string or an array, right? So these are non-primitive data types. That means they are a bit more challenging, a bit more exciting, a bit more complex as opposed to these primitive data types, because the program and or the compiler has to understand it. There's a little bit of understanding and or processing needed, not just storing. In this case, they just need to store it, right? In this case, there is a little bit of processing in order to have these data types, right? So these are the non-primitive data types or other data types, right? So we'll have a look at this program again, and for simplicity's sake and for the sake of doing our first exercise, I'm just gonna declare a character, for example here, character A, for example, right? And I can initiate, we call this declaring a variable, right? I just do something like that. Let's go back here. So let's say I declare a variable, character A, right? So here I'm declaring a variable type character, and the name is A. So what I'm doing is I'm just allocating a memory space for putting a character type data, and that memory space is called A now. Okay. So now I have A. Then I can do something with A if I want. For example, I can initiate a value for it. Let's say A is equal to X, like that. Right. Then I can just output it here. For example, I want to output A. I can make use of the same output line here, right? And then just use plus and then A, for example. Right? If I do it like this, what happens is that there will be hello world X. So we'll see how that goes. A is equal to X. Right? Be mindful of the usage of quotation marks, and these are quotation marks, and then these are apostrophe. Right? So hello world plus X, and then I'm just gonna run that. Oopsie. Character X plus main hello world plus X system. Cannot find symbol. Oh, A, sorry. I wanted A. Sorry. X is actually a character, and X is committed to A. And in order for me to use any variables inside my program, I have to make sure that the variable has been declared. So here I declared the variable A, but then I suddenly want to use X. So that was a mistake, right? I should have used A here. In which case this A world plus A, hello world plus A, non-static variable, so just put static here. Right. So what is a static variable? Okay, here I made use of the static. In fact, the static has been appearing here as well. A static variable is where is non-instance, meaning to say that when you declare it once, or when you initiate the value once anywhere, you can just make use of it anywhere inside the program or inside the class or wherever, right? Whereas if it's an instance, just now when I did this, is called an instance variable, meaning to say that I can maybe use it in the next line or in a particular instance. I don't have the freedom of, for example, using it here, for example, right? So I make use of a static character A, right? Making it a non-instantaneous variable. Thereby I have this. I don't know if you can see that where you're sitting, right? If say I want a space between X and world, or between X and D, I can put a space here, or I can also create another character space or something, which is very inefficient, but for the sake of example, we'll just use that. So I can just put plus space plus A, right, and then run it, and I will have space between D and X because I put a character called space there. I put a character from the memory box named space over there. So this is you can say manipulating character and or output.